I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome everyone to the Vergne Planning Commission March 31st, 2026 meeting at 6 p.m. We do have a quorum. Our first item of business is to approve the meeting minutes from February 10th, 2026 workshop and February 24th, 2026 regular meeting. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 2 is public comment. Let's see, we have Mr. No here. Do you have any comments this evening, sir?
No, sir. Everything's lovely.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Mr. Logan, do you have any announcements before we get started?
No, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Item number 3 has been deferred, so we will start with item number 4. Final plat, re-subdivision of 141 Bain Drive, Revision 1. One lot of 5.95 acres requested by Kimley Horn. Property located at 141 Bain Drive, tax map 17, parcel 7.01, LI Innovation Zoning District. Property owned by Quality Nashville, LLC. Mr. Logan, if you don't mind a brief summary and any changes since workshop.
Yes, sir. So this is a plat for one lot subdivision, and actually the only real purpose of this plat is to establish the necessary easements for public sewer. You can see a photo there on the screen. And there's a second photo. And I believe since the workshop, all of the items have been addressed. So there's the plat, picture of the plat on the screen with the long driveway that extends out to Bain Drive. That completes the report. Thanks.
Very good. Do we have any questions or comments on this item? If none, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. On to item number 5. Site plan 130 Jones Boulevard. New building consisting of 69,120 square feet on 5.95 acres requested by Kimley Horn. Property located at 130 Jones Boulevard, tax map 17, parcel 7.18, LI Innovation Zoning District. Property owned by Hamilton Creek Partners, LLC. Mr. Logan.
So this is the site plan for the previous item, and on this site plan, the developer is proposing a new industrial building of 69,120 square feet. You can see on the screen the existing surface that's out there with some areas of rock and a lot of gravel. And then there's one more photo. There is some older pavement there as well that you can see in that photo. So again, this goes with the plat in the previous item. So I'll move on to the site plan. So this site plan shows the building 1 that's proposed, which again is approximately 69,000 square feet. All of the comments since workshop, except for Mr. Lyden wants to make one comment, all the others have been addressed.
Thank you,
Go
sir.
to sheet 35, please, Bo. And do you have the little laser thingy? There it is. Okay.
That's a technical term.
We are ready for this. All right.
Engineering.
Page 35.
Yes, sir. You're at 39, you're at 40. Go the other way.
The other
There.
one. Here we go.
Okay, and this is for information only. There's no outstanding comments. Just want to get this in the record. All right. Never mind. In the lower right hand of the site, much better. Down in this area, they're going to be constructing a 14-foot high wall. They're planning on doing a pre-split wall, which is just drilling and blasting and leaving the rock. Down here on Skyworks, right here, about 40 feet away from where they're going to be doing that, they have a 20-foot high pre-split wall. So I'm just letting them know and putting in the record that they need to coordinate with Skyworks in case their blasting right here makes their wall fall down.
Very good. Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments?
I do.
Mayor Gold?
Go ahead. Gary, just a quick question. On the top right corner, we've got discussed the workshop, the retaining wall and the chain link fence. How's that going to function there? That's on page... It shows a building 1. Go back a bit more.
Okay.
Is this for staff or for the applicant, sir?
Well, I mean, Gary, I just want to...
I mean, there's going to be a wall there. They have gotten the wall smaller than it was, but there will be the black vinyl chain link fence on the top of it is purely safety. And it's just going to be a safety wall along the top of the retaining wall as far as I understand it. I'll defer to the applicant.
Name and address if you would, and please answer.
Yep. Deaton Hildebrand, Kimley Horn and Associates, 4031 Aspen Grove Drive, Suite 200, Franklin, Tennessee.
Thank you.
That fence, so in the original submittal that was at workshop, we had the retaining wall there. Had been working through some comments from Gary. Our goal was to try to get that wall short enough so it didn't require a fence. Any wall over 30 inches in height has to have a fence for fall protection. The wall's max height is a little bit less than 4 feet. I think it was around 9 feet or so. So the wall's gotten smaller, but not small enough to eliminate the code requirement for a fall protection fence there. So that's why it's not going the whole length of the frontage. It's just going the portion with the wall there just for.
And then there's a gap between the horizontal along the road and the vertical. There's a gap there. Is there a reason for that? So between the 4 foot top, let's see, it says 51 feet 9 inches. So what? There's a gap there. What's going on with that?
What page are you
on building 1? It just shows the whole building layout.
Mr. Coates, while Deaton catches up, they were trying to make that retaining wall in that area go away completely and grade it completely out.
Okay.
One of the positive benefits of that is that if for some reason the fire truck wanted to park up here rather than pull into there, they would have access down a 3-to-1 slope and not be blocked off by a retaining wall.
Okay, makes sense.
Comfortable, sir? Mayor?
Gary, can you go over to C2-00, please?
On that.
All right, there, yes. Just had a question for you with it's got heavy-duty asphalt pavement up until a certain point. Is that road that's I'm assuming heavy trucks are going to be coming out of, is that a public road? Is that a private road?
This is their existing driveway.
Okay. So they will be maintaining that. We won't be responsible for that in any way, shape, or form.
That's correct.
Bless you. Okay. And then just so that staff can see it, this is kind of more of what we had 2 weeks ago, but where the notes aren't coming through, it looks like fully. What page is this? C01 or C0-01. On the notes section, it looks like possibly all the I's are missing, or some of the I's. That is, notes 1, 4, and 5. Like where it says all, and it's supposed to be utilities, but it's UT space LITIES.
Which number is that, Mayor?
Hold on. Let's zoom out. This is, actually, I'm sorry, this is the main sheet of the submittal. Under the site data table.
Gotcha.
Oh.
It's 1, 4, and 5.
What is it that's missing?
The I in utilities, the I in environmental, evidence has no I.
It's a printer issue.
Yeah. Just speak on my end, it's showing up, so I don't know if it's something just in the PDF viewer. I see, it's right there on the screen. It clearly is missing the I, but I'm looking at it on my screen. It's got the I right there. So
There's a lot of times when PDFs are transferred over, whenever I download them to import into Civic Clerk, I don't know if it compresses the file or what it does sometimes, but there's a chance, like he's saying, whenever it's uploaded into Civic, that it's missing some of the letters actually in the wording.
Okay.
And that would probably be an error as far as not on the applicant, but more of like it being compressed to be uploaded.
Okay, so you're having that fixed by the end of the day. Got it.
The mayor's English teacher's watching from high school. Not an impressor.
He teaches science.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? One for council with the recognized misspellings. Should we include that in the motion?
As long as the actual submittal is correct, I'm not sure that it needs to be covered in the motion, but in an abundance of caution, you absolutely can.
Or we could say, motion to accept as submitted.
I think that covers it.
We have a motion to accept as submitted. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Item number 6, final plat Villages at Woodland Hills, Section 8, Phase 1, 48 lots on 22.28 acres, requested by SEC Inc., property located at 927 Waldron Road, tax map 29, part of parcel 23, R2 Medium Density Residential Zoning District, property owned by Bob Parks. Mr. Logan.
Thanks. So this is the request for final plat approval at the Villages at Woodland Hills, Phase 1. And this is 48 lots. On the screen, you can see one of the photos of the existing site. And then there's another photo of the site. This final plat is located on approximately 22 acres. So we'll move to the plat here. So it's this area, it's grayed out on the submittal. I don't know if this screen up here is showing the grayed out part, but it's right next to Interstate 24. And then the next sheets, they've just split it up, and there's a match line. So on this screen, it's lots 412 through 445. And then this screen has 408 through 410 on the bottom, and then that's lot, looks like 411 over here. And then these four are 452 through 455. So that's the total, that's all the lots shown, and that's 48 lots on 22 acres. There's sidewalks shown as well on all the streets per the city requirements. And there's no comments remain on this item. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments on this item?
Mr. Chairman, just have one for the applicant, please.
Would the applicant please come to the podium? State your name and address for the record, Mr. Minor.
John, at the workshop we discussed that the trees on the lots now, this may not include this area, but did you mark that on the plat regarding the trees on 428.7 and through 408 through 416? Remember we discussed that at the workshop? Trees?
I didn't think that was a plat comment so much as a construction comment.
So you got it construction.
But it has been agreed to, and they are marked and scheduled to be removed.
Very good. If you would name an address for the record.
John Miner with SEC, 850 Middle Tennessee Boulevard, Murfreesboro.
Perfect. Thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments? If no, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to accept as submitted.
We have a motion to accept. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. On to item number 7. Site plan 164 Cheney Boulevard, 7 townhomes on 0.96 acres, property located at 164 Cheney Boulevard, tax map 18P, Group E, Parcel 4, R3 High Density Residential Zoning District, property owned by Fahim Haran, requested by Morley Corp. Mr. Logan.
Thanks. So this is the townhome development that's been here a few times. It's at 164 Cheney, and they're now presenting 7 townhomes for development. Of course, this property is zoned high-density residential. And there's a photo there of the site existing today. And then this photo shows Cheney Boulevard with the sidewalk also extending out in the distance. So moving to the site plan. This is the latest site plan after they changed the number to 7 units. And there's been no changes here in the last 2 weeks since workshop. They still have 2 buildings. They have 3 units in the front building, and then to the rear they have 4 units in that building. And the parking and detention are the same. Also, and don't believe there's any staff comments left. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments on this item?
I've got one for engineering.
Ms. Wyden, Mayor Cole?
Gary, what's the cone or the dome? Was that included in with the for the ramps interior?
Oh, the truncated domes?
Yes.
I'll actually defer to Alejandro.
Yes.
Name and
Alejandro
address.
Mojica, project engineer with Morley, 2603 Elm Hill Pike, Suite I, Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, so we did address all the comments that were mentioned at the workshop. Mr. Cole, you had some comments about the misspelled notes on the first page.
And I think we figured some of that out.
We got that. No, I think there were some on our end, so yeah, we'll take that one, so I appreciate it. And then Mr. Garvin, you I believe had mentioned the ADA spaces
Yes, sir.
being relocated.
Very
And so,
satisfied, thank you.
yes, we moved them closer to one of the buildings and a lot closer to the building along Cheney Boulevard. And then we also added the detectable warnings, which are also known as truncated domes. We added those at the entrance where cars are going to be coming in. There's also some where we envision people crossing the parking lot. And so those were added as well. And we added more details to the last sheet to show those. And Mr. Coates, you'd mentioned to add some shrubs along Cheney to enhance the look and kind of balance the rest of the development. We added those as well. We added 7 shrubs along the front, and where we didn't add them is because there's going to be water meters and sewer connection boxes, so we try to add them as many as we could. So.
Very good. Satisfactory, gentlemen? Ma'am? We'll entertain a motion if there's no further questions.
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second.
Motion to accept and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Have a great day.
Item number 8, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for right-of-way and roadway acceptance, Lillian Buchanan Drive and Veterans Memorial Parkway, property located as portions of Lillian Buchanan Drive and Veteran Memorial Parkway requested by Haas Masovi. Mr. Logan.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and turn this over to Mr. Lyde. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
As we stated at the workshop, the paving was completed here up to the end right there, which is the public right-of-way portion, and it was completed from there to there. And then Mr. Masavi chose to go ahead and do a portion of the private that's continuous all the way through there. So the staff has no outstanding comments.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments?
I'd just like to comment that this has been a long, outstanding item, and I do appreciate Mr. Sabi and his group for taking care of business.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. And we will be making a recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen on this item.
Make a motion for a favorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Second.
We have a motion for a favorable recommendation and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 9, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen amend Chapter 2 of the Laverne zoning ordinance regarding definitions. Mr. Logan.
Thanks. So, if you remember from the workshop, the main purpose of this entire amendment here in the definitions chapter, which is 2, is to make sure that restaurant is not included in part of retail. Somehow they were included, probably because alphabetically one's right after the other, and they should have just been separated. So, and at the workshop, I went over the long definition and reason why restaurants are not retail. But if you have any questions, I'll be glad to go over it. Thanks.
Do we have any questions on this item? We'll be sending a favorable or unfavorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Motion for a favorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Second.
We have a motion for a favorable recommendation and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 10, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, amend Chapter 4 of the Laverne zoning ordinance regarding planning areas. Mr. Logan.
Thanks. So, you probably remember 2 weeks ago I went over the auto service use versus auto repair. So back in 2018, the city decided to take auto repair and put it into the industrial zones only. So that left auto service, which includes tire shops, oil changes, muffler shops. Those service things can be on Murfreesboro Road or Waldron, but any repair that requires body work, engine work, transmission, any of that has to go in industrial. So there's a lot of tables, as you know, in the new zoning ordinance, and we went from roughly 100 pages to almost 300 pages. So 2 of the tables are not harmonious, and so this gets the incorrect table back to the way it should be since 2018. And that's in the report if you'd like to see the 2 tables and how they will appear. Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have any questions on this item? As well, a favorable or unfavorable recommendation in the motion, please.
Motion for a favorable recommendation.
Motion for favorable. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 11, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen amend Chapter 8 of the Laverne zoning ordinance regarding parking and driveways. Mr. Logan.
I may turn this over to Mr. Lott. Thanks.
All right, 2 basic issues here. The first one was suitable paving surfaces. So before it had a list, but then said, but not limited to. We defined that a little more thoroughly. It says, suitable paving materials for off-street parking are asphalt, porous concrete, and paving blocks. Other options may be presented to the city engineer as a variance request. Gravel, grass, or any loose material will not be accepted for an off-street parking area surface. The other 2 sections are really just tidying up the language and making them match, and also making them match our specifications, which allows more leeway to the commission in terms of having wider entrances than the 28-foot limit that the zoning ordinance originally had on there.
Very good. Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments? We will entertain a motion with a favorable or unfavorable recommendation.
Motion for a favorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
We have a motion for a favorable recommendation. Second.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 12, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen amend Chapter 14 of the Laverne zoning ordinance regarding administration and procedures. Mr. Logan.
Thanks. So this item would amend Chapter 14, specifically 14.9 site plans. And so you can see at the bottom there on the screen, it's highlighted in yellow. Currently, it reads that all site plans should be submitted for approval to the Planning Commission unless they are an addition of 3% or less of the building square footage. And then in the next paragraph, if you look at, I believe it's B. So it's B right here at the top. That says 10% of the square footage of the building. So the 3% and the 10% are in conflict, and it should be 10% if it does not exceed, if the addition does not exceed 10% of the existing building. So this change will get the 10% where it's supposed to be and remove the 3% language. Thanks.
Very good. Any questions or comments? Once again, we'll entertain a favorable or unfavorable motion.
Make a motion for a favorable recommendation.
Motion for a favorable recommendation. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 13, bonds and letters of credit. Ma'am.
Hello, Commissioners. The bonds and letters of credit are up to date. That's all I got today.
Very good. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Meeting adjourned.